The 90s was a decade when everyone looked forward to celebrating Halloween. Today, we're counting down the most iconic 90s Halloween costumes that defined the decade. From the most beloved horror movie characters to the costumes modeled after our favorite American artists, we will explore the costumes that made the 90s howl with excitement. Let us begin with one of the best Halloween costumes that reigned. One of the best costumes everyone loved to wear for Halloween in the 80s was the Ninja Turtles. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, commonly known as TMNT, is a media franchise that includes video games, toys, television series, merchandise, and printed media. The franchise began as a comic book created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. It tells the story of four anthropomorphic turtle brothers who were transformed into humanoids after exposure to radioactive ooze and how they fight evil in New York City. The costume includes a green muscle bodysuit, mask, shell, and a plastic prop, which symbolizes the turtle's weapon. Everyone loved to wear costumes of their favorite characters, from Leonardo, who is identified with a blue mask, to Raphael, who wears a red mask, Donatello, who wears purple, and Michelangelo, who wears an orange mask. Whether you have 3 friends to help you play Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael, or you want to go solo, everyone will recognize this costume. Surprisingly, this next one emerged in the late 80s, but it wasn't popular until the 1990s. Do you remember the 90s Halloween costume with T-800 printed on its front and back? This costume was inspired by the 1984 Terminator sci-fi movie directed by James Cameron. It is made of comfortable polyester and spandex with a front zip for easy wear. If you'd like to emulate the legendary Arnold, you must get his classic look down: a pair of black fingerless gloves, sunglasses, and a jacket as dark as night. After putting on the costume, you'll feel like a tough robot ready for action, and no one will want to mess with you. The next one might be slightly terrifying, but we wore it in the 90s regardless. The ghost face mask was a popular Halloween costume in the 1990s. It was initially created and designed by the Fun World Costume Company before it was finally featured in the Scream anthology television series, which made it even more popular. The Scream series tells the story of a masked character named the Ghostface, who taunts and attempts to kill the teenage girl, Sidney Prescott. The main villains in the Scream movies and TV series used this masked face to hide their real identities. Ghostface often calls their targets to taunt or threaten them using a voice changer. This is why many teenagers and adults adopted Ghostface as a Halloween costume. It allowed them to disguise themselves. The Ghostface is identified with a black hood and cloak with a jagged base and a white rubber mask, resembling a ghost with an anguished expression. Although Ghostface is human, it has the abilities of a superhuman, as it can appear and disappear at any time. It was also able to endure physical harm and show incredible strength. Aside from the terrifying Ghostface mask, there was another costume that families in the 90s wore for Halloween. The American animated sitcom The Simpsons was a massive success in the 1990s, so it was not surprising that families dressed up like the series' characters for Halloween. The series is a satire that depicts the life of the American society, her culture, and the human condition. Matt Groening, the creator of the series, portrayed this in the lives of the Simpsons family who lived in the fictional town of Springfield. The Simpson family comprises Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. Bart Simpson was arguably the most popular. With his spiky hair and mischievous attitude, you only needed a red t-shirt and jeans to look like him. Next on the list is the Power Rangers costume. Who didn't want to morph into a mighty morphin hero at costume parties with the Power Rangers attire? The Power Rangers Halloween costumes were inspired by the live-action superhero television series that premiered in August 1993. The series follows the story of 5 ordinary teens who have to become extraordinary after they realize that their small town of Angel Grove is on the verge of being completely destroyed by an alien threat. They were trained by a mentor who taught them to morph into the eponymous Power Ranger, who could use special powers and assault machines called Zords to defeat their antagonist. For Halloween in the 90s, the Power Rangers costumes were trendy, with your sleek jumpsuits, gloves, belts, and iconic helmets and accessories. You will feel like a faithful member of the Power Rangers team. There were Ranger costumes for both kids and adults. Depending on your choice, you could decide to dress like Jason Lee Scott, the Red Ranger, or Zach Taylor, the Black Ranger, Trini Kwan, the Yellow Ranger, Kimberly Ann, the Pink Ranger, or Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger. These outfits come in different styles. Some are muscular, and others are tight-fitting morph suits that are very comfortable to wear when fighting the evil Rita Repulsa or any other villain. Both men and women rocked the Power Rangers costume. But our next pick is exclusively for women. Britney Jean Spears is a famous American singer who is popularly called the Princess of Pop, due to the influence she had on teen pop culture during the late 1990s. For Halloween in the 90s, you will find many women dressed up as Britney Spears did in the Hit Me Baby One More Time music video. Her 1998 hit song brought about the schoolgirl outfit idea for Halloween. So, whenever you see a woman wearing a white button-down shirt and a pleated skirt with scrunchies used to style the pigtails, it's easy to recognize who the style is modeled after. Aside from Britney's style, another popular Halloween costume for women in the 90s was influenced by the Spice Girls, a girl group that embodied girl power and female empowerment. Do you remember the girl group that sang the popular Wannabe song? Who could forget the Spice Girls? This English girl group was formed in 1994. They are widely known as the best-selling girl group after having sold over 100 million records worldwide. The group comprises Melanie B., Emma Bunton, Melanie C., Jerry Halliwell Horner, and Victoria Beckham. The Spice Girls' influence on 1990s Halloween costumes was undeniable, as women everywhere emulated the group's bold fashion and fearless attitude. You can decide to go solo or go out with your female friends. Whether you are dressed as posh, sporty, scary, baby, or ginger, whichever girl you choose, use lots of glitter and put on your platform shoes. The inspiration for our next costume was gotten from female characters like Michelle Pfeiffer and Anne Hathaway, but men now wear it too. Whenever you see people wearing a skin-tight bodysuit and holding a bullwhip, which represents a weapon on Halloween, the character they imitate is Catwoman. Created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane, Catwoman is a character that appeared in American comic books published by DC Comics. Catwoman has been adapted in various media incarnations, having been portrayed in film by Lee Merriweather in Batman, and it has had her own ongoing comic book series since 1993. The next costume was mainly for kids in the 90s. Barney and Friends was an American children's television series which was targeted at children aged 2 to 5. The series was created by the artist Cheryl Leach. The series debuted on PBS in 1992. Barney is a purple dinosaur that teaches kids valuable lessons through songs and dances. He was also a lovable, huggable character with a positive attitude. Of course, many kids love to dress up like him on Halloween. The next costume is from the 1994 Dumb and Dumber movie. Directed by Peter Farrelly, Dumb and Dumber is an American comedy film that tells the story of two dumb friends who journeyed to Aspen, Colorado, with the aim of returning a money briefcase to its owner because they think it was abandoned there by mistake. The Halloween orange and blue suits costume inspiration was gotten from this film. The blue snowsuit has a tie-dye pattern, a removable hood, 4 zippered pockets, a belt, and elastic at the wrists and ankles. The next costume also got its inspiration from a fictional character everyone loved. Who remembers the quiet computer hacker in the Matrix trilogy that was created by the Wachowskis? Neo, also known as The One, is a fictional character in the Matrix franchise that was portrayed as a computer programmer and cybercriminal. To dress like Neo on Halloween, you'll wear a black t-shirt underneath a Neo leather coat. Pair them with tactical pants, a leather belt, and black leather boots, and you can get a toy machine gun. On to the next. Who can forget the 1996 Tickle Me Elmo toy that talked? Tickle Me Elmo is a plush toy featured in Sesame Street, the American educational children's television series. When you squeeze it, Elmo recites his trademark giggle, but when you squeeze it 3 times, Elmo will shake and vibrate. This character is identified with the snap front bodysuit with attached hood and giggling soundbox. It also includes a jumpsuit and a headpiece. Let's round off the list with the Star Wars costumes. Since Americans love to wear costumes of their favorite movie characters for Halloween, the Star Wars characters also added to the Halloween costumes collection. Kids dressed up as C-3PO, Yoda, and Chewbacca. One of the Star Wars outfits men wore the most was the Darth Maul, which was introduced in 1999 in The Phantom Menace. This costume comes with a mask, and this makes it easy for you to recreate his look without adding makeup. During Halloween parties, adults also dressed as their favorite Star Wars character, such as Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan, or Yoda. Which of these was your favorite 90s costume? Let us know in the comments below.